And plans a day of mostly private events today as he prepares for a weekend of huge rallies. Yesterday, the Pope was at Denver's Mile High Stadium, where more than 90,000 people turned out to get a glimpse. CBS reporter Bob Jimenez was there when the Pope made his arrival.
The celebration began with song and spontaneous dancing that broke out all over the stadium. Then a greeting to all with something uniquely American. Mile High Stadium thundered with cheers as the Pope entered and circumnavigated the crowd of 90,000 in a custom that is uniquely his. He spoke in universal themes, togetherness and friendship, urging all young people to unite in their faith.
We are here to listen to one another. I to you, and you to the Pope. But above all, we are in Denver to hear the one true word of life.
Although expected, there was no papal lecture on the church's demands for moral behavior. An intense downpour distracted thousands who were out in the open. But these Vietnamese youth from Orange County, 400 strong, took it all in stride.
Meeting the Pope is, I think, the most special event in my life so far. I think it's just great. I mean, it's exciting. I can't say.
You're too excited?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's raining now.
Yeah, but that hasn't dampened the spirits.
On Friday, many in this group will be granted a private audience, a special favor from the Pope because of their parents' suffering during the Vietnam War.
What are you going to tell the Pope?
I will ask him to pray more for our country.
Most went home wet and tired, but the World Youth Day spirit was still high.
I'm definitely on a spiritual high, and I'm going back on a spiritual high, and I'm going to share the love of the Pope back with friends and relatives in L.A.
That was Bob Jimenez, CBS News reporting, and a reminder that Channel 3's Deborah Kent is also in Denver. She'll have live reports on the Pope's visit and the Connecticut contingent there. It all starts tonight at 5 right here on Channel 3. A 13-year-old girl was treated and released from Yale New Haven Hospital this morning after being shot in the face. It happened around 7 a.m. on Halleck Avenue in New Haven. The victim's name has not been released. Police say another youth was playing with a gun when it went off, grazing the girl's face. Police are calling the shooting accidental. No charges have been filed yet. Connecticut lawmakers are putting up a united front to woo the New England Patriots to Hartford. This morning, many of them met with Governor Weichert. They say they're interested in having the NFL franchise come to Connecticut, but only if it's financially feasible for the state. Channel 3's Doobie McDowell has been following this story. She joins us live from the Satellite Center with the latest. Doobie.
Well, Jerry, the governor's staff is heading up the effort to bring the Patriots to Connecticut, but the legislature would play a major role as well, specifically in building a stadium. All along, the cost has been estimated at about $250 million. Finding that money will be the challenge, but Democratic and Republican leaders say they're united behind the effort.
Yeah, the only thing we would have to do is build the stadium, and we want to make sure that this is done not at the taxpayer's expense, and there are ways of doing this, and that's the kind of things that we're talking about. We just, as I say, there's a will to have this all happen, and it's going to happen very quickly, so we all have about a month to really figure out how we're going to do this, crunch the figures, and have it work for the state of Connecticut as well as for the Patriots, and it will happen.
I think that's what we're looking at, is finding a way that the revenues that come in from the team will pay for the stadium over the course of the term of a reasonable life of the stadium, so that there is not a taxpayer subsidy.
There has been talk all along of funding the stadium through tax incremental financing. That's a way of paying off the debt with the revenue the stadium and related ventures would generate. But still under consideration are general obligation bonds, a type paid off later that the state uses for most other projects. And Jerry, the important thing I think that came out of this meeting today was the line from one legislator that they are going to be as united behind this as they were behind the effort to keep Pratt & Whitney in the state, which seems to be sort of a promise that this isn't going to break down into a lot of political bickering back and forth, the kind that has really kept the Massachusetts legislature from getting on board a multiplex for that area.
Doobie, the Boston Herald playing the story up this morning as the legislature's involvement being a roadblock to the Patriots move. Did you detect genuine optimism for this?
There seems to be. There seems to be in this state genuine optimism. And one person, the governor's staff, said to me, it's interesting. They feel that the Massachusetts media, specifically the Boston Herald, is seeing this as more of a possibility than perhaps the Connecticut media are. So there are many people in Connecticut, as you know, who don't want to get too excited about this, but certainly the people who are involved are working very seriously and taking it really seriously.
Well, maybe the Connecticut media and the Boston media can play each other in a game of touch football to settle it. Thank you, Doobie. One of the men responsible for draining thousands from Connecticut bank accounts pleads guilty in the ATM scam. Alan Scott Pace of Tucson, Arizona, in federal court Thursday, and on October 12th, he'll be fined and sentenced on one count of possession of counterfeit ATM cards and one count of bank fraud. He faces nearly 50 years in prison and $1 million in fines. Two other men will stand trial in October for placing that fake ATM at the Buckland Hills Mall in Manchester. Hartford police got their man in a chase last night, but in the process, they also got one of their own. Just after 6, narcotics officers chasing a suspect on foot on North Main Street, the man throwing his drugs as he ran. The detectives called for backup, but when other officers rushed to the scene, one wasn't able to stop her cruiser quite quickly enough. The cruiser hit not only the bad guy, but also one of the pursuing detectives. Officer Mac Hawkins treated for arm and back injuries. Samuel Davis treated and then arrested for possession of narcotics. Still to come on Eyewitness News at noon, we'll show you more of this dramatic video from Wales and the outcome for the 7 cadets involved in this fateful plunge. And in today's 2-Year Health Report, Denise DeCenso will highlight a successful short-term tip for caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's disease. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to add a little bit of fun and a lot more freedom to your life?
Join the club. My lark got me out and doing things, into making a contribution again. Thank you.
Lark has been my ticket to doing things, going places. First-class way to go.
Lark brought me all the way back to earning my own way again.
I really enjoy being by myself once in a while. Just me and my Lark.
I can treat my guests like I always have, thanks to the mobility Lark gives me.
Taking in all of the wonderful things here used to exhaust me. Not now, not on my Lark.
Don't just sit there and watch your life go by. Get in on the fun.
Get a Lark!
For a free color Lark brochure, call 1-800-262-7400. 1-800-262-7400.
A home center, a carpet store, a discount store?
We're going to Color Tile's wall-to-wall summer clearance. Up to 50% off. Wall-to-wall carpet, $7.99 installed. No wax vinyl tile, 49 cents.
Imported ceramic tile, 59 cents.
Genuine wood flooring, 39 cents each.
Wall covering, buy one, get one free.
Mini blinds, buy one, get 4 free.
Color Tile's wall-to-wall summer clearance. No payment for 6 months.
Hurry.
Sale ends Monday.
This summer, share an adventure your family will never forget. There's so much for everyone to see and do at Old Sturbridge Village, Massachusetts. Call 1-800-C-1830 and come see us soon.
Hundreds of vacationers on holiday at a lake in Wales witness a horrifying helicopter crash. One of them grabbed his film camera and took these pictures of the British Royal Air Force chopper crashing into the lake during a training flight. 3 teenage cadets were killed when the chopper sank to the bottom of the lake. 4 others were rescued and airlifted to hospitals with back injuries. Rescue workers in Thailand are clawing through rubble looking for survivors of a hotel collapse. The Royal Plaza Hotel in Korat collapsed this morning, killing more than 50 people, leaving hundreds of others injured. Heavy equipment is being used to dig for still hundreds more thought to be trapped inside. If you're caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's disease, you know how overwhelming it can be. Caregivers often suffer from depression and other problems themselves. But as Channel 3's Denise DeCenzo tells us in today's 2-Year Health Report, there's help from something as common as your TV set.
In a couple of the cases, we saw that the caregiver had no time at all. They were constantly watching their loved one.
To offset the use of drugs to calm and control Alzheimer's patients, University of Utah psychologist Robert Hill and his team of researchers hit upon the idea of using TV to engage this very impaired population.
The last 4 years, we lived in our mobile home with Gordy, our silly dog.
Here, Carol Nelson is preparing a videotape for her mother. The stories she's reading are ones from her mother's own childhood and early adulthood.
So when Daddy turned 22, and you were about 19, you eloped. That's right.
It's a combined use of personal stories narrated by a loved one with questions and built-in pauses to help Alzheimer's patients interact, and it's proven to be effective.
We had a very powerful combination, one that kept attention, one that held attention, and one that was generally positive in its appeal.
Carol Nelson says when her mother watches regular TV, she often gets up and wanders off, making Carol worry about what her mother is doing.
But with that tape, she'll just, she gets real engrossed in it. And just, you know, I can have company over the house and she won't even know they're there. Just sit and watch the tape. And puts her in a real good mood. And then she gets to singing.
Katie, beautiful Katie. You're the only girl I adore.
Doctors tell us one reason patients enjoy the videotape is that they hear stories about their earliest memories. There's more ahead when Eyewitness News continues, including another round of hefty fines for Howard Stern's bosses. The latest on the country's most famous shock jock is just ahead.
Introducing the Marshalls Back to School BOGO.
Back to school? BOGO. Buy one, get one half off.
Right now at Marshalls, brand name jeans, buy one, get one half off.
I remember Bo. He was a very active boy. A little too active.
Or brand name athletic shoes, buy one, get one half off. So hurry to the Back to School BOGO at Marshalls, helping to keep education costs down.
I believe he still owes me a paper. BOGO.
Tri-State Honda clearance. Hundreds of surplus 1993 Hondas have been shipped from points throughout the Tri-State area to one location, Danbury Auto Park, for immediate sale. The time to buy is now. Save hundreds, even thousands, and get special low financing. Every 93 Honda will go at the lowest prices of the year. The official Tri-State Honda clearance, now at Danbury Auto Park.
Unclaimed freight.
It's the most extraordinary factory bankruptcy and brand name buyout deal in our 22-year history.
Free chairs.
With a huge selection of sofa love seat groups. For just $399, you get a sofa love seat and the chair is free. Brand new, first quality American-made furniture. We bought out truckloads of a Broyhill closeout, so you save $300 off Levitt's sale price on comparable products. Incredible bankruptcy buyouts, truckloads of sleepers, mattresses, and bedrooms. Today at
Unclaimed freight. I am only a simple woman.
Now the Tony-winning musical spectacle, inspired by the most loved and hated woman of our time, Evita.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
You were supposed to have been immortal.
From Andrew Lloyd Webber, the passionate musical that promises to stir your soul.
I kept my promise.
Evita.
Get your tickets soon. The Bushnell box office is open daily until 6 p.m.
Radio shock jock Howard Stern may have even shocked his bosses at Infinity Broadcasting. Stern's controversial commentary has brought the company another $500,000 in FCC fines. Stern allegedly made indecent remarks over a 2-month period last winter. The fines were levied against 4 Infinity-owned stations that broadcast Stern's syndicated program. Well, do you suffer from, I have to read this, excuse me, parascavadecatriophobia? That would be fear of Friday the 13th. But never fear, Charlie's here with a less than shocking forecast. Charlie.
My fear is busting a forecast. I don't care what day of the week it is or the day of the month. But this one shouldn't be busted because I've covered all the bases, Jerry. Let's start off looking at a shot that was taken this morning. Oh, there's Jerry at the golf course again. Hey, look at that, a hole-in-one right underneath the windmill. I've never gotten that good. But of course, these shots were taken earlier this morning, and as you can see, the kids are wearing their hats there, not to keep the sun out of their eyes, but to keep the hair out of their eyes, because there's not much sun around at the present time. Okay, let's look at the conditions at Hartford, New Haven. Temperatures were in the mid-70s. Dew point inland at 66, and on the shore at 70. So you see a higher humidity down to the south of us. The wind's kind of light and variable, and the barometric pressure a little over 30 inches of mercury. Okay, as far as precipitation goes across the country, there are identifiable areas of it moving through Iowa, moving into Iowa at the present time, some down in eastern Tennessee, the Carolinas, and a little bit of spotty precipitation in the northeast. In fact, let's look at first at the regional map. There's a glob that has moved off the Jersey coast. It's been coming on from the northwest on a southeasterly heading. A few more isolated ones. Let's look at the live Doppler radar and show you where some are very close to home right now. There are a couple in Litchfield County that we're watching. Again, they're isolated. They're very lonely. They're moving towards the southeast. A few towns might pick up a sprinkle. Most towns are not going to get any rain, but it's going to be a cloudy to mostly cloudy afternoon. The temperature's near 80 degrees. Okay, as far as the clouds go around the northeastern states right now, as you can see, the heavier ones are down off the Atlantic Sea, off the Jersey coast. It's light, spotty. It's kind of a nuisance ho-hum type thing. Again, these showers are not going to solve any drought problems, but they'll just be around for a while and moving off towards the southeast. Noontime temperatures range from 79 degrees at Poughkeepsie to 71 in Springfield, 76 along the shoreline. Boston is 72 right now, and during the afternoon getting up to the upper 70s to around 80. Here's the map for this afternoon. We're showing that stray shower from place to place, a little better weather just to the west of us, and then that frontal system edging towards us from the west. But tomorrow, it's going to be around the area with a slight chance for an afternoon shower. Most of the time dry in most all the towns. Let's look at the dedications for today. We have a roll of those. Okay, now the written word on the forecast. During the course of the afternoon, mostly cloudy, a couple of stray showers. Temperatures range from the mid-70s to around 80 degrees. And then tonight, generally a mostly cloudy sky with lows in the 60s. For tomorrow, a lot like today, around 80 degrees with a chance for an afternoon shower. Most towns will stay dry. And the forecast into next week, the most identifiable time for getting any precipitation would be on Tuesday with a higher probability for showers. Other than that, in the 80s. Let's cover the traffic. We'll get that story from Dan Opolsky in the Loctite Samaritan van.
Good afternoon. Very quiet if you're headed out now. No problems at all to report. Hartford, Waterbury, New Haven. Traffic volume light to moderate and moving well. From the Loctite Samaritan van, I'm Dan Opolsky with a Channel 3 traffic check.
Okay, that covers my part of the program, Jerry. Back over to you now.
Thank you, sir. A midday check on the stock market coming up next in business news. Then Mr. Food joins us with an easy-to-clean one-pot dinner. Don't go away.
I didn't think you'd show. You know why I'm here. Bring it on.
Magic Johnson's Super Slam Dunk Basketball for Super Nintendo. Now you can rent it at Blockbuster.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Take him down, go! Yeah, like taking candy from a baby. What? 2 out of 3, little man.
For the best in video games, make it a Blockbuster night.
Are you ready?
A lot of people have tried to figure out what makes Bush's baked beans taste so darn good. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Some think it's our specially cured bacon, our fine brown sugar, or our delicate blend of spices. But the secret's right here, the Bush family recipe. No one outside the family knows this recipe, and I can guarantee you it'll stay that way.
Bush's Baked Beans. The great taste is no secret. In original, onion, vegetarian, and home style.
Al Seifert's Electronic Blowout.
3 days only, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Save up to 50%, the electronic sale of the season.
Touchpad microwaves, $98.
Panasonic VCRs, $199. Save up to 50% on everything.
CD boom boxes, $99.
Car phones, just $9.
Color TVs from $166.
Electronic Blowout, save up to 50%.
I beat the big boys big time.
Now through Saturday, Al Seifert's Manchester.
I loved my job, but it's the toughest job in the world. And the wife and I were looking forward to my retirement. When I had a heart attack, I saw all our hopes and dreams going down the drain. And I thought I was too young for Social Security. If it weren't for Binder and Binder, I don't know what we would have done. They gave us the benefit of their experience in thousands of Social Security cases. They won my case. After years of looking out for others, I'm glad somebody was looking out for me.
I'm Charles Binder. We're here to help you get the benefits you're entitled to. We never charge a fee unless we win.
Call now for your free consultation.
Checking business news this noon. Need help putting your child through college? A legislative task force has begun looking for ways to help. They are specifically looking to help middle-income families who now qualify for little student financial aid. The task force is scheduled to make its recommendations to the legislature by January 1st. Turning to Wall Street this noon, the Dow Jones Industrials are just up a little bit, over a half point, to 35.69, trading as moderate, more than 105 million shares changing hands so far. In the kitchen this noon, Mr. Food has a one-pot dinner. He says you can have down-home style food and it's easy to clean.
Back to school really isn't that far away. Well, it isn't. Look at the calendar. And that's going to mean carpools and meetings and tight schedules. So we'll often find ourselves needing a fast one-pot dinner that's as good for them as it tastes. Well, try this, using any brands at all. In a skillet on a medium heat, we brown a pound of lean ground beef with a cup and a half of chopped onion and a cup of chopped green pepper. Now, when the beef is crumbly brown, we drain it and we throw in 2 drained 16-ounce cans of black-eyed peas, a can of whole tomatoes, juice and all, a half teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Now, as soon as it boils, we turn the heat down and let it simmer. That means on a low, low flame, about a half hour, giving it a stir every once in a while, and done. Was that easy enough? Now, black-eyed peas, well, you bet. You know, we used to think these little beans were only used in the South, but the rest of the country is catching on fast to how good they taste and how especially nourishing they are and how they blend so well with any meat or any veggie, any kind of sausage, any kind of seasoning. Oh, sure, if you'd like the recipe, no problem. Just send a self-addressed stamped envelope marked Black-Eyed Pea Skillet to me, Mr. Food, right here in the station, and we'll get it back to you for a quick one-pot dinner with some homemade taste and some extra breathing space. And when they say, seconds, please, it's so good.
And coming up Monday, Mr. Food introduces us to Cookie Peach Cobbler. When Eyewitness News continues, the story of this calf that's 2 of a kind despite being rather rare. We'll explain after the break. Stay with us.
I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you, come rain or come shine. High as a mountain and deep as a river, come rain or come shine.
When this is the way you feel about a donut, it could only be Entenmann's.
Bigger, bigger, bigger.
Closer.
Come on, see what's new at Riverside. Riverside, it's a different park after dark. Just $10.99 after 4 p.m.
Rock and roll on Riverside. It's all right. Whoa, rock and roll, Riverside.
Route 159, Agawam, Massachusetts.
Hey, you better hold off on those vacation plans, okay? Why? Hey, Bernie's is having a spectacular 2-day sale. It's going on at Bernie's with savings of 5 to 55% off everything in every Bernie's store. You'll save on big screen TVs, color TVs, camcorders, VCRs, washers, dryers, ranges, refrigerators, all kinds of stuff. Savings of 5 to 55%. It's a big 2-day sale. It's going on at Bernie's right now. Don't miss it.
See the complete line of Whirlpool appliances at Bernie's and check out the Whirlpool 2-speed 5-cycle deluxe washer for $287 during Bernie's 2-day sale.
Ooh, I'll cut you down to size.
Georgia Carpet Outlet in Wethersfield is prepared to beat any competitor's price on top quality carpeting. Georgia Carpet has an endless selection of over 500 rolls of carpet from $4 to $14 per yard. That's $4 to $14 per yard. Act now.
We've stripped prices to the board.
This truckload savings of prices is passed on to you because GCO brings you carpet direct from the carpet mills in Georgia. There's no middleman. Hurry to Georgia Carpet Outlet, 988 Silas Dean Highway, a quarter mile north of Marshall's, Wethersfield.
Don't miss it.
Coming up this afternoon on the Oprah Winfrey Show, it is a dream extravaganza as Oprah makes some of her viewers' wildest dreams come true. Oprah makes special surprise calls to several viewers on the air and surprises unsuspecting newlyweds with the honeymoon they never had. Then later on Eyewitness News, how safe is your car? You may be surprised to know that 60% of the cars on the road are unsafe. Find out if yours is one of them. Plus, how are today's teenagers dealing with controversial issues when it comes to the rules of the church and living in an ever-changing society? Tonight, Channel 3's Deborah Kent talks to local teenagers visiting Denver to see the Pope. Hear what they have to say in a live report. All this and much more coming your way starting at 5. And finally at noon, the plight of a 5-day-old calf with 2 heads in Malaysia. It's still finding it difficult to balance on 4 legs. Both its heads seem to function normally, and a veterinarian has been contacted to help this calf. That seems to be joined by Siamese twins from the neck down. The mother cow has delivered 2 other healthy calves, but she's finding it difficult managing this one. That'll do it for this edition of Eyewitness News at noon. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again starting at 5.
And now, a WFSB editorial.
Congressman Gary Franks has been restored to full membership in the Congressional Black Caucus after the caucus took some well-deserved heat for voting to limit his attendance to the first half hour of its meetings. The first half hour is social. The real work is done later. The caucus tried to kick Franks out because his conservative Republican views were said to be an embarrassment to all the other members who are Democrats and liberals. The caucus was especially upset over Franks' opposition to redrawing political boundaries to create predominantly black voting districts. Since this was once a discredited practice known as gerrymandering, designed to give some Americans a voting advantage over other Americans, Franks has some history on his side. The embarrassment was really the caucus's inability to tolerate diversity and opposing points of view. I'm Chris Roars for Channel 3. We'd like to hear from you.
A home center, a carpet store, a discount store?
We're going to Color Tile's wall-to-wall summer clearance. Up to 50% off. Wall-to-wall carpet, $7.99 installed. No wax vinyl tile, 49 cents.
Imported ceramic tile, 59 cents.
Genuine wood flooring, 39 cents each.
Wall covering, buy one, get one free.
Mini blinds, buy one, get 4 free.
Color Tile's wall-to-wall summer clearance. No payment for 6 months.
Hurry.
Sale ends Monday.
This Sunday only, Starving Artist Group Art Expo and Sale. Thousands of beautiful original oil paintings on canvas by talented professional artists. Giant sofa-sized paintings sold elsewhere for hundreds of dollars, as low as $19. Smaller paintings from $7. Absolutely no painting over $49. Professional artist quality at rock-bottom Starving Artist prices.
Art Expo and Sale this Sunday only at the Farmington Marriott and the Sheraton Hotel Waterbury. Huge sofa-size original oil paintings from $19 this Sunday only, 11 to 4.
The American Impressions Collection from Ethan Allen. Just because you don't have a lot of money to throw around doesn't mean you have to live with disposable furniture. Right now, there's a sale going on at your local Ethan Allen.
Do air show pilots flirt with disaster? Watch Inside Edition.